Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.
A way of life, a way of life, a way of life, a way of life. Islam is a way of life, a complete way.
And we're coming to you almost live from our studios right here in Southern California. That's right. You are watching Guide Us TV live, L-I-V-E live. And if you're watching us on social media, perhaps you're looking at one of our broadcasts on YouTube. Maybe you're watching us on Twitter. And don't forget to tweet if you're on Twitter. And then maybe you're on Facebook with us, or you're watching us on our satellite. Maybe you're watching us on our free app. You didn't know about the app? Oh, come on, man. On your phone, on your tablet, on your computer, anywhere you go, it is FREE free. Oh, yeah. And you can get it real easy. All you have to do is type in the browser the word Guide Us, like it's one word, Guideus. Then put a dot, but don't put a com. Dot app, A-P-P, guideus.app. The more people that will get this and use it, the more it will go up on the storage, and they will say, oh, wow, what is this thing? Everybody's watching it, so they'll be watching too. And you'll get the reward with Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yeah, so free apps, or maybe you're watching it on our box. We do have a box. It has 22, not just one, not two, but 22 Islamic television stations. And, actually it has 4 sports stations as well. You can watch sports in different languages, in French and English and Arabic, and it doesn't matter. Everybody knows when they're kicking the ball this way or that way, what they're doing. Okay, anyway, so that's how you can watch us. Now, I want to share with you something else. There is shareislam.com. If you would like to tell people about what our faith is, really is, what it's supposed to be, whether they're Muslim, new Muslim, non-Muslim, all of them can watch and learn from Share Islam. Share Islam actually goes to over 10 of our full developed websites and explains different aspects of Islam. Of course, the general aspect is in the very first one that they can click on. It's like overall topics. But then the next one after that is specifically what we believe about Allah and why we say God and why we say Allah, and who are we really referring to. The next one after that is the Quran, the speech of Allah. Yeah, the recitation. Then the next one after that, they can learn about Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because it's called Prophet of Islam. Then the one after that is Islam's women. Oh yeah, we're not going to skip that topic. Then after that, about jihad. We want people to know what real jihad is, the striving and struggling to be a real dedicated Muslim. That's what jihad is really about. Then after that, the next one, they will find science Islam. And all the specific miracles that we're talking about when we talk about the Quran said this, or the Prophet ﷺ said that, and it happened. It happened maybe 100 years, 1,000 years after, 1,400 years after. A lot of the prophecies he talked about we can see real clear today. Anyway, then the next one after that, Bible Islam. Of course, we're going to have that because we believe in the real Bible, the actual Bible, as much as we believe in anything, because it tells us in the Quran to believe in it. We have to believe in the original Bible, and we have to believe in the Quran, but always in the language that it came in. So English is disqualified on that, although we have many translations. In fact, all of our websites are in English. And how can you get it? Remember, shareislam.com. All right, now we're going to return you back to our regular programming already in progress. So stay tuned and stay guided with Guide Us TV. Guide Us TV, watched by many, loved by all. New Muslims, young Muslims, born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guide Us TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support and share, and get guided with Guide Us TV. Guide Us TV.
Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Guide Us TV. Let's talk about it. And we're here today coming almost live. We're a little delay for a number of reasons. From Southern California, where it's warm. From Arizona, where it's hot. And from Michigan, where it's just perfect. So I'm prejudiced. But anyway, we've had a beautiful day here in Michigan. And the weather is kind and very nice, a little humid, 80 degrees, but a far cry from the ovens of the far southwest. But alhamdulillah, all is good. Allah is in control. He's the best of planners. And we're going to turn it now to our host, the legendary Sheikh Yusuf Estes.
I think you mentioned about this burning desert thing, so let's bring Sister Kim in on this thing, and let's find out. Sister Kim, salam alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. I just happened to check my weather, and I think they've got a typo in here because they say it's supposed to get down to 13 degrees tonight.
15, is that Celsius or Fahrenheit?
That is Fahrenheit. So
either one is actually not
maybe there's another digit in there somewhere, huh? Woo! Maybe it'll get down to 115. How about that?
Yeah, that would be nice.
How hot did it get it, sister?
No, we only got up to 106 today, so it wasn't that bad.
Aha! Well, it was a burning 86 degrees here in Yorba Linda. I know that because we checked it on our way back. We were just up in San Bernardino. We're back in our studios now. It feels good to be back here, and I know where the buttons are. I still don't push them correctly, but still, I know where they are. Well,
I've got a question for us tonight.
Okay, sister, go ahead.
It was posed by my own sister She wanted to know if it was appropriate to wish Muslims a happy birthday.
Oh, yeah. Well, now that is a really good question. Let's ask. Let me see. I cannot put you back up. Ah, there you are. All right, Richard. You have an Arabic on your shirt. Can you sit up a little bit so that people can see it?
So,
Yeah, they can see it means peace. MashaAllah. Salam. Salam. All right. Well, have you ever heard this question before, or have you spoken about anything about birthdays? Anybody talk to you about that?
well, everybody has one.
Okay, well, everybody is born, so therefore you have a birthday. That
Everybody
day
has
you
a
were
birthday.
birthed.
When my 3 kids were born, it was a happy occasion. Seems I'm blind if it seems okay to me. Actually I sent a happy birthday greeting to our sister Kim, who was just recently had either, what do you want to call it, a birthday or an anniversary of your.
Well, when she gets
first
older,
breath.
yeah, see, she's a kid, but when she gets older, yeah, a lot of ladies, they don't want to put up their birthday. They're not going to tell you, I got another birthday. No. Yeah, when she gets grown up, she won't do that.
Yeah, she's just a kid. My goodness.
Yeah, she's a kid. To us, she is. All right, well, what is the ruling? Have you ever heard anybody talk about that, Richard?
No, I haven't.
Okay, sister, have you ever heard anybody talk about it beside me?
I've heard various scholars with various interpretations. I've heard everything from it's okay to say happy birthday, but not actually celebrate it, like you don't have a party and everything like that, to others saying, no, you don't even acknowledge it. And I've heard others saying that on a birthday, you're supposed to bless the mother of the person came from.
Probably right.
I heard what you said, Richard. Okay, yeah, I have to agree with that. The one that did all the work and suffered all the agony and the pain and everything, and suffered really throughout the whole life of that kid, yeah, is the mother, right? So yeah. If you want to celebrate anything, then send some flowers or chocolates or whatever she likes. Send that to the mother of the one who did all the work. But actually, the celebration of the 2 Eids are the official celebrations for the Muslims. And we actually celebrated the last one, Eid al-Adha, right after the Hajj. And they were people celebrating even on the 4th day. So the 4th day after the Hajj. So the Hajj day comes, that's on the 9th, then the Eid day, and they started celebrating. And then the next day, and then the next day, and then the next day. And even after that, people were still telling me, Eid Mubarak, brother. Kind of late, but Eid Mubarak, so yeah. And the other one is for the Eid that's associated with the fasting or Ramadan. That one we usually celebrate for about 3 days. So you got 7 days at least that we celebrate. And that's what's really the celebration days. Now, Ashura. There is Ashura, and it is usually 2 or 3 days that we'll fast, the day of Ashura and the day after, or the day before and then the Ashura. Ashura is the 10th of, what is this, Muharram? Yeah, I guess. Anyway, so that's not really a celebration like a party, but still people will fast for that. And that's all within the confines of Islam. However, now, let's talk about the birthdays. According to some of the scholars, the toughest, I want to talk about the toughest scholars first, there is no acknowledgement whatever about birthdays, because you didn't really do anything except come into the world at the expense of your father and the pain and agony of your mother, and they put up with you for all those years and tried to raise you up, and whatever happened after that. So that, if you want to give acknowledgement to anybody on this planet, then it would be your mom. And I agree with Richard 100% on that, and Sister as well. That's I think Sister Kim hit it right on the nail head. The one that we really should acknowledge is the mother. Now, can we acknowledge if somebody says to us, "Oh, it's your birthday today. Happy birthday." So should I say, "Don't say that to me. I'm a Muslim and I will hurt you if you..." No, of course not. That is not the thing to do. You can say, "Well, thank you so much. However, as a Muslim, we don't celebrate our birthday, but we do celebrate our mom. We take care of our mom every single day." Same thing, by the way, for Mother's Day. Mother's Day, if you can do something for your mother on Mother's Day that you didn't do throughout the rest of the year, that means you're not taking care of your mom. Simple as that. Because Islam demands, not suggests, demands that the first person on this planet that has the rights over you after Allah and His Messenger, she has the rights. Listen to this. The Prophet ﷺ was asked by a companion about who has the most rights on me after Allah and His Messenger. And the response was, "Your mother." He said, "Then who?" "Your mother." And then, "Your mother, your mother, your mother, and then your father." So 3 times he mentioned your mother, and then your father. So your parents, just like in the Bible, and I was talking about that last night, that if we look at the Bible, we'll find a lot of things, even today, even the changes that they made to their Bible over and over and over, and still making changes to it today. And I know people are going, no, it's never been changed yet. Oh, really? Talk to some real scholars of the Bible, and they will show you immediately the first change of the Bible. That was 1611. Okay, that was with the first one that was ever. It was on the Gutenberg press, and the English language, 1611. Guess what? The very next year they had to change some things, the editorial changes. They had mentioned something about a good woman, and that they had put it in a translation a way that it looked like she was a prostitute. And they had to go back and change that. Yeah, this is in the book about the changes to the Bible. I read it. Hello. So anyway, to come back to the birthdays, I get stuck on that mentality after last night. But anyway, the birthdays are not any part of the Jewish religion, of the Christian religion, or of the Muslim religion. These 3 religions are about monotheism, and anything that we do according to worship or anything of celebrations is supposed to be based on that. However, people have added these things in from the different influences of societies and cultures, where that the message of the message of Christianity, the message of Islam has spread, and that's where you will see these things like Easter, Christmas, the birthdays, and things like that. So I would stay away from it myself. However, if somebody brings you a carrot cake, for instance, I love carrot cake. If they bring you a carrot cake and they set it down and it has a candle right in the middle of it, and they light it and they ask you to blow it out, you can say, well, you can ask them what it is already, but If you ask them and they say it's a birthday cake, I want you to celebrate your birthday with me, then I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. However, if they set that down and you didn't ask them anything and they say, blow that out, oh, okay, I'll blow it out for you. Pooh. But, you're kind of playing with it at that stage. I would like to eat the carrot cake. There's no doubt about that. And I would like to have it with vanilla ice cream. But I'm not going to single out one particular day of the year and have all of that coming on. I don't think that's a good idea. Now I want you to pay attention to this. If you would like to celebrate somebody's birthday, why don't you celebrate any of the other days with them? Why not just give them something on any other day? Why do you have to only once a year? What kind of friend is that? What kind of relative is that? You only think about them once a year? That's like Mother's Day. You only think about your mother once a year? Father's Day, once a year? Come on, man. I think that Islam is teaching us more than any other religion about the importance of our family, our extended family, and our neighbors. So even if you said, my neighbor had a birthday, so I'm going to go give him a cake. Why didn't you do it any other day of the year? Why? Why is that one day so important to you? Now, if somebody has that day in their mind that it's really important, maybe you should talk to them about that and let them know that they are an important person all year round. Richard, your thoughts?
Well, I just, there's a couple parallels going on in my mind. One of them being one of the big things in the Christian world is come Christmas time and Thanksgiving, the churches almost unanimously set aside some special times of collecting food, of collecting clothing, and collecting toys. And they're very, very, to the military, to different places. But they want to celebrate the Christmas and share food needs, health, beauty aids needs, toy needs with underprivileged families and kids. But you only see those. They usually do a shoebox thing, where they fill a shoebox and then they send it overseas to somewhere in a poor part of America. But it only happens once a year. You're right. I mean, it's just like, okay, we're going to help the poor and we're going to help those that are hungry. Why just one day a year?
Well, or maybe they think people only eat one day or one season out of the year. Let's do Christmas season, 7 whole days of food, and let them starve the rest of the year. Woo.
Yeah, it's very interesting. People get very generous at Christmas time in the church, and they usually have like a list of families that they want to help, and they'll more than reach the number of people to help with that. So they're very good at that. Boy, the other 364 days a year, it's like, where are you? They send to the hungry, they send clothing, they send boxes to the prisons. They do this all at Christmas. What happens in June?
School's out in June, so I guess vacations are what's happening.
Yeah. But for a lot of children in the inner city, we have schools out and they lose their lunch. Because in many cases, that's the only time they get to eat is a decent meal, is because they have government provided lunch at school. And when school's out, they don't even have that. So they need the help then as well. So, find some inner city people that can help feed kids too. They need all year round.
Well, Sister Kim, I'd like to turn to you for just a second and ask you, what have you heard about this, other than what we've been talking about?
Like I said, it really seems to depend on the individual. I mean, I had Muslims wishing me a happy birthday today, and I just said thank you. And so it seems like that many people don't follow that. And one thing that I have noticed is that from the countries that I tended to get happy birthday wishes from, I know that culturally they celebrate the birthday of the prophet, peace and blessings be upon him. And
okay.
so I think that in their culture, birthdays are much more accepted. I know that I have never been to a celebration of the prophet's birthday since I've been a Muslim, but I know that it's done in certain places of the world and they've got a name for it, but I don't remember what it is.
They call it Maulad an-Nabi, or also Eid Milad un-Nabi. That's the Arabic, more or less. I don't know if I pronounced it right, but that's more or less what they call it. The Maulid, or the birthday, Maulid an-Nabi. Nabi means the prophet of Islam. We do have some information about that on our websites if anybody would like to check it out. But I recommend, as far as birthdays go, and a lot of people will tell you and they know exactly the day that the Prophet ﷺ was born, but that is not based on any authentic evidence at all. There is no authentic, really traceable evidence that you can go back and prove exactly the date. However, the Prophet ﷺ did mention about, I think that Adam was born on, or created on Friday, and so many good things happened on Fridays. I don't remember if he said he was born on a Monday or a Friday. I don't remember that. But so you might know the day, but you don't know the exact month or anything like that. So it would be better, just like with Isa, Jesus, peace be upon him, alayhi salam. The Christians will tell you that he was born on December the 25th. But let's ask our local pastor, former pastor, and see what we get out of that. I'll direct the question right to you, and see, Richard, if you would like to tell us what exactly does the Baptist Church know about this, and what do they celebrate as far as Jesus' birthday?
December 25th.
No
That's
doubt.
the birthday of Jesus. No problem whatsoever. They think it could have been another point of the time of the year, but they're not going to mess around with it. They have been doing that for centuries, and they're not about to change. And you ask any kid when Jesus was born, December 25th.
Okay.
That's not the official, but they basically say they're not sure. I mean, if the shepherds are out in the fields and it's they're doing that kind of a thing, and the Magi are coming across the desert and on camels, and it's probably a different time of the year. But actually, the Christmas thing lined up with a pagan holiday that was being celebrated, and that was the time when most of them had a day off, and they kind of lined that up to celebrate Christmas. And so they would go out.
I think one of the I'm trying to find something about this subject from the internet. Yeah, here it is. Now I just have to make it big enough that everybody can read it. And here it is. This was a courtesy of Google, and what it says right on it, although most Christians celebrate December 25th as the birthday of Jesus Christ, few, I'm going to underline that so you can see it, few in the first 2 centuries claimed any knowledge whatsoever, it doesn't say whatsoever, claimed any knowledge of the exact day or year in which he was born. That means that they don't really know. However, let me stick my not forever. However, I did read in one of the books that I was studying about the advent of Easter and so on, that all of this came about in the 4th century. All of it was added into Christianity, the celebration of the Feast of Ishtar, which we call Easter, and the celebration of the god called Mithras, born on December the 25th, and also that's of course Jesus' birthday. And what was the other thing? And it said in there that they changed the birthday, what they had previously been celebrating, to become the 25th of December. So what we know for sure, it wasn't the 25th, because if you changed it to something, that whatever you changed it to could not have been the original day. So there you go. I don't know. What do you?
You just destroyed me. After all these years, I was wrong on December 25th. Oh my.
I denote a touch of sarcasm in that.
Yeah. I mean, didn't the wise men go out and cut down a tree and put beads around it and put candles and?
Yeah. Let me look in the book.
Look that one up. Yeah. So I'm sure. I mean, we do a little thing in the churches where we have we put on a pageant, looking at the nativity, and they usually do it the Sunday before Christmas or the Sunday after or something. And my goodness.
Well, you're sitting there having a good time with this.
I mean, seriously, in all seriousness, people understand that was not the date.
Not all of them. Trust me.
Not all of them. I am sure most people are they're interested in the Emmanuel side of the Christmas.
Well, you mentioned get a Christmas tree, decorated up with ornaments, yeah?
Right.
And sometimes you have to chisel it down to get it into the stand, and sometimes you have to alter it a little to get it to look right or to fit inside your house. Is that right? And what about the lights and the decorations? And it's a pine tree, and you're carrying it into your house. Are you realizing what I'm talking about now?
Yeah, it's the evergreen tree, which stands for eternal life. And the light.
No. I'm talking about where the Bible tells you not to do any of this.
Oh, I know. I'm sorry.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 10.
I've seen over the years. I've seen so many people who will just, the pine tree is for green and it's everlasting. I mean, they start making crazy parallels with there's nothing there. But
all right, no. I'm going to read it. I put it up on the screen. Chapter 10, Jeremiah. Verse 1 through, I don't know, I'll just start reading and then let you figure it out. Here you go. This is what it says. This is the Old Testament, the book of Jeremiah, chapter 10. Hear what the Lord says to you, children of Israel. Now it says people of Israel here. I grew up with a different Bible. This is what the Lord says. Do not learn the ways of the nations, or be terrified by signs in the heavens, though the nations are terrified by them. And they were talking about the kuffar, the disbelievers, the ones who are the mushrikeen, or in Arabic that means they're the ones that are idolaters. Don't learn the ways of the idolaters, the ones that worship statues and idols. Listen to what it says. And this is verse 3, for the practices of the people are worthless. They cut a tree out of the forest. Hello? They cut a tree out of the forest, and a craftsman shapes it with a chisel. Uh-oh. They adorn it with silver and gold. What about that? They fasten it with a hammer and nails so it will not totter. I remember one time we actually put a nail in the roof so that we could hang the tree and it would keep, it kept falling over. So we just put a nail up there, tied the top of it to it, and left it. Yeah, we didn't know. Then it says in verse 5, like a scarecrow in a cucumber field, their idols cannot speak. They must be carried because they cannot walk. Do not fear them. They can do no harm, nor can they do any good. No one is like you, Lord. You are great. And your name is mighty in power. Who should not fear you, King of nations? This is your due. Among all the wise leaders of nations and in all their kingdoms, there is no one like you. They are all senseless and foolish. They are taught by worthless wooden idols. Hammered silver is brought from Tarshish, and gold from Uphaz. What the craftsman and the goldsmith have made is then dressed in blue and purple, all made by skilled workers. But the Lord is the true God. He is the living God, the eternal King. When he is angry, the earth trembles. The nations cannot endure his wrath. His ghadab, in Arabic language, ghadab, his wrath. Tell them, these idols who do not make the heavens and the earth will perish from the earth and from under the heavens. But God made the earth by his power. He founded the world by his wisdom, and stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he thunders, the waters in the heavens roar. He makes clouds rise from the ends of the earth. He sends lightning with the rain. He brings out the wind from his storehouses. Everyone is senseless and without knowledge. Every goldsmith is shamed by his idols. The images he makes are a fraud. He's talking about the goldsmith. They have no breath in them. They are worthless, the objects of mockery. When their judgment comes, they will perish. He who is the portion of Jacob is not like these, meaning, of course, the God of Jacob, the God of Israel. And we know about that from the Quran. It's the same kind of idea. Don't worship what God made. Worship the God that made it. Let's take a break, short break, guys, and then we'll be right back right after this. So everybody stay tuned. Stay guided with
Guide Us TV.
I love the way you guys say that. Guide Us TV, watched by many, loved by all. New Muslims, young Muslims, born Muslims, non-Muslims, all enjoy it. Guide Us TV, never ads, always free. Let's keep it free, no ads. Support and share, and get guided with Guide Us TV. Guide Us TV, watched by many, loved by all. New Muslims, young Muslims. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. so you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click. This is Yusuf Estes.
And we're back with Sheikh Yusuf Estes, Brother Richard, and myself, Sister Kim. And we've got a lot that we're talking about tonight. If you want to add to the conversation, give us a call right now, 1-800-971-4383. And you can jump in on this conversation. We'd like to hear what you have to say, inshallah. But in the meantime, we'll kick it back off to Brother Richard and Sheikh Yusuf and see what they're talking about.
All right. Yeah. 1-800-971-4383. That's our toll-free number. You can call it anywhere in Canada, United States. Give us a call. And there'll be no charge on it. Now, if you're any other place on the planet, you can still call it, but I don't know about if you'll have to pay for it or not. But you're welcome to call us anytime, guys. Anytime. Call us, and if we're not live on the air, maybe somebody will pick up your call. 1-800-971-4383. And I want to come back to our topic. We're talking about birthdays, and then we wound up talking about the Prophet ﷺ's birthday. And we got some information about that, but first we got sidetracked about Jesus' birthday. We know for sure he was not celebrated by his companions for his birthday. And we also know for sure that the first 200 years after Jesus, nobody even knew what his birthday was. So, and as a matter of fact, if you do the research and figure out about the Nicaea Council, you'll find that when they were conducting that is when they come up with a lot of the things to get the Caesar of that time to make the Christian church the official church of Rome. So they kind of acquiesced and caved in to do that to please him. Let's take a call here right now. Salam alaikum rahmatullahi barakatuh.
Alaikum salam, Hajj. How are you today?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, كيف حالك?
Alhamdulillah. Keep.
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. We are doing great. Thank you for calling in. Would you like to talk about the subject we're talking about, or you got a new subject for us?
No, it's on the same subject.
All right.
My name is Clayman. I'm from Michigan. I wanted to ask about how do you go about trying to not disrupt family members when you have other family members that celebrate Christian holidays like Christmas, without taking it too difficult, making it difficult on your wife or on your family.
I think that's a very
raise you.
Yeah, very good question.
In a way that, so, because we're here in the U.S., people celebrate it, and, we have to be open into the fact that we have to try and beat it together. It doesn't have to be like, you're 100% for this or 100% for that. I believe that you can be open without having to, maybe shun the other people.
Well, all right. I think that if you're asking from the Islamic perspective, and I think that that's why you called in, the first thing is that according to the Prophet ﷺ, this has been something researched by scholars in the Arabic language, and they came up with the idea that he did not allow for them to celebrate anything other than the two Eids that we have been talking about. But at the same time, I don't know that he told anybody haram to celebrate this or haram to celebrate that. That's not within my knowledge. Allahu alam. However, I don't think it's appropriate to celebrate anything that has to do with outright shirk, because this we do find in the Quran. We find it real clear in the Surah An-Nisa, the chapter of the women. What it says clearly is that Allah does not forgive shirk, but anything else he can forgive. So these practices that are what I was talking about just a few minutes ago are exactly that. From the Bible itself, not just Islam, but the Old Testament of the Bible is very crystal clear about not worshiping the false gods of the mushrikeen. And it makes it crystal clear for the Christians who are reading the Old Testament. And of course for all of the Jews who read their Old Testament, and even in Hebrew, they can see it real crystal clear. Don't follow the ways of those who worship idols, who make shirk, who commit. God compares it to adultery. He compares this to adultery in the Old Testament.
So putting this in perspective, we live in a capitalistic society, and you know well that it's celebrated commercially. It's a business when it comes to Christmas.
Wait a minute. Suleiman, do you know who you're talking to? I was in the piano and organ business for about maybe 20 years. That I was in the accordion and business for the pianos, organs, and guitars, and man, we went to all of the churches and sold them, and we pushed that. If you want to talk about somebody that made a lot of money out of people's shirk, yeah, I know all about it. And that was one of the first things that I knew I would have to give up if I became a Muslim, because I knew for sure it was nothing more than a money-making scheme. I had known that even before I came to Islam. I knew about the verses that I was just reading from the Old Testament. That is open shirk. So anybody, and by the way, I should mention another 10 years that I spent in a big industry making statues of Jesus, statues of Mary, statues of the baby Jesus, and selling them out right to the people that wholesaled those to the carnivals and circuses and Christian shops and so on all around the world. We know about that, and my father used to curse those things when he made them. He said they're foolish, they're stupid. Why do people buy them? And when I asked him, why do we make them? He said, of course, we have to eat. But, so, yeah.
So you had to make a living and earn money.
Yeah, it was easy money. It really was. People would buy those up. One lady asked my father one time, she said, she was Catholic, and she said, are these blessed by the Father? And he said, yeah. And I said to him later, I said, Dad, you told that lady that these were blessed by the Father. He said, am I your father? I said, yeah. He said, who made it? I said, well, you did. He said, okay. I said, well, what about the blessing? He said, well, there's not a lot of difference between a blessing and a curse. And I curse those damn things all the time. I thought I had to laugh, but I don't agree with that, but I did have to laugh. So
is our brother asking though more about at that time of the year if you got Christian family and friends?
Yeah.
They invite you to events and activities.
Yeah, so that's the question, really.
Okay. I think.
How do I go about keeping the door closed and not having to repeat the saga every year and keeping a distance? Do I just tell them flat out I don't celebrate? So
well,
let's.
Oh, hold on, Suleiman. I know where you're at. You said you're in Michigan, right?
Yes.
Are you in Detroit?
Yes.
I figured that. Okay, so in the Detroit area, by the way, Brother Richard is up in Ann Arbor, which is really a suburb almost of Detroit, right?
Yeah, we're
So,
close.
Yes, it is.
yeah. So, and my father was born real close to that area uh, about 104 years ago. All right. And yeah, and what I will tell you is that there are a lot of Muslims that live in that area, which you already know. Some of them are Sunni, some of them are Shiite, some of them are Sufi, and different groups of Muslims have different ideas about what worship is. And if they don't consider that it's anything against Islam, then they might want to get involved in it. Now, the ones that mix the Christianity with Islam will definitely be saying, "Oh yeah, it's no problem to have the lights and to have and in fact, almost everywhere I go in the time of Eid, I see lights on that strung up all over the place in masajid. Even I was in England one time and they had it decorated big time, and it was at the time of Eid, and it looked like Christmas in a church. And when we talked about it, they said, "Don't bring that up when you're talking to the congregation. Don't bring that up." And I said, "Whoa, what the heck, man?" I became a Muslim, and I found that the Muslims are worse about doing stuff than we were. So, but anyway, it depends. Here, Suleiman is your answer. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, Allahu Alam. We have no evidence showing that we should support any outside celebration of anything. The Eids are the thing for us. Now, if you have people that are already in it, let's consider, are they from a Christian background? Are they from a Muslim background? Are they not really entrenched with their deen? They're not really part of. They don't even pray. Maybe they don't fast. Maybe they don't care. So it depends on who you're talking to. We can give you the ruling. That's easy. But how do you present that to other people? That's not as easy, because you have to consider each person is different. Now, if they came from a Christian background or a Jewish background, you can show them the same thing that I just showed on the air, which is chapter 10 in the Old Testament, chapter 10 of the book of Jeremiah, clearly telling you what is shirk, false worship, making partners with the law. It tells you right there, and specifically, don't do what the Romans were doing at their time. Because see, at that time, when this was revealed for the Jews, was long before Jesus. And so obviously and that was long before the Council of Nicaea. So obviously the Jews knew what they were doing. And when they made that golden calf, that's also in the Bible. We know that they did that thing. It's in the Quran, it's in the Bible. And it says that they made this golden calf after they crossed the Red Sea, and they were giving tribute to a golden calf instead of giving it to Allah. And all of that, well, Musa, alayhi salam, was up on top of Mount Sinai. So, yeah, that we know that very well. However, the leaders of these churches have modified the way it's presented so that they can say, well, that's not worship. We're not praying to the tree. We're not praying to the cake. We're not praying to the hearts at Valentine's Day, and we're not praying to the Easter Bunny, and so it's okay. Well, I don't think so. I really don't.
What about a brother wanting, the families holding a family dinner around the Christmas time? Should he stay away from that?
Well, that's a good question. I think that one of the areas that you have to consider is, will it turn people away from Islam completely and turn them away from you, and whether or not it's worth that risk? Or is it something that you don't want your children or your own family to get involved with, and you realize that this is something that if I mess with this, I'm really going to be in trouble with the law? That's what we really have to consider. Because
Yeah, I'm just thinking if he's maybe the only Muslim in his family, and what kind of statement does he make by staying away from family gatherings, even if they're at a holiday time?
Well, in my case,
Sure.
in my case, I wanted my family to know for sure I was Muslim. I told them I don't celebrate any of that stuff, and I went crazy on them, and I got blocked 100% by them. It's taken me years to undo that, but at the same time, I wanted my daughters to be sure that they didn't get involved in this Christmas and Easter and birthdays and Mother's Day, Father's Day, all that kind of stuff. Because every day we celebrate Allah, and every day we celebrate life, and every day we celebrate our neighbors and our families. So we shouldn't have a day that we specifically focus on that topic, and then the rest of the year, hands off, don't worry about it, I did my thing. No, that's not the way the Muslim is. We really need to do this on a constant basis. Now, if the problem will come, somebody will say, oh, well, let's put up the Christmas tree all year long. Let's make a cake every day. Let's have ice cream every day and candles and the candles, you can trace that back to the Majusi. Yeah, the Majusi or Magi. It's mentioned the gift of the Magi. You remember the story? Well, all of that is from the star worshippers and the fire worshippers. Stars and fire, they worship that. And and they still do that today. In Iran, you have fire worshippers who will gather together to the oldest fire on the planet, and they will worship that fire. And I've seen it in videos. Oh, yeah. So it all depends on where you want to put your priorities. Brother, I don't have the ultimate answer for you, because when you ask me how to deal with people, in general, we could say this: tell them I'm a Muslim, I don't deal with that. But then how are you going to deal with your mom, your wife, your children, your brother, your neighbors, your people you work with? And if you have employees working for you, how are you going to deal with them? They're expecting Christmas time off. They're expecting a Christmas bonus and things like that. Even some Muslims will say, I want my Christmas bonus, because they want the money, you know. So I don't know. I don't know what the best answer is for any of that. And I don't want to go out on a limb and say, do this only and do that only, because obviously that's not going to work. What is your situation, brother? Tell us a little bit about, are you a convert to Islam, or you were born as a Muslim?
I'm Muslim. I was born Muslim, but I have a family member that is born to a Christian. So it's a little bit tricky during the Christmas time.
Okay. Are they still Christian, or are they now a Muslim?
They don't celebrate it. They just practice the holiday as get-together. So my family doesn't want to. My immediate family, I don't want them to be exposed to this kind of thing, because my wife is a practicing Muslim, and she doesn't want my kids to be raised in the same environment.
I think your wife has the right attitude. I think your wife is right on the money there, as far as that sounds.
She's right and I'm wrong.
Well, yeah, that's what I have to say to my wife. I'm wrong and you're right, but sometimes I think I don't say it out loud, but I think I'm right.
You want to close, yeah. I guess I shouldn't assume that other people should be open to other religions.
Well,
I guess
we have to go off the air.
We don't practice
Yeah.
that.
They're
Okay.
telling me
Fine.
they're telling
Thank
me
you.
we have to wrap it up because we're going off the air in
Yeah.
about 10 seconds. So
Okay.
everybody stay tuned and stay guided with.
Guide Us TV.
Yeah. We'll pick it up tomorrow, brother, if you want to call us back. This is Yusuf Estes, and I'm looking for something. Actually, I'm looking for someone. Is that someone you? I want Dawah partners, and you can be my Dawah partner right now. It's real easy. Just go to dawahpartners.com, sign up, and join me. There are 3 things that I would like for you to be able to do. Any one of them or all of them. Beautiful. Number 1, you will make dua. So you can be our Dawah partner, even if you don't go to the website, but I hope you do. Number 2, share. Share this message and let other people know about becoming Dawah partners. And number 3, help us financially. Donate on a monthly basis, even if it's small. Allah loves the thing that you do regularly, even if it's small, more than the thing that you do that's really big, but you only do it once. Join me as a Dawah partner. Do it now. Click, 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 click.